So here with Josh. Josh, we've been working together for 2 months now, right? 2 months, and we're both out here in Bali, which is super cool. How are you finding Bali so far?
Man. I've been here for like under 2 weeks and I love it, man. I'm kind of judging her back now, but like, it's been great. I've learned a lot. It's great people, so yeah.
I love it, man. So yeah, we're going to get into a bit of a Bali workshop today. We're going to get into Josh's business. We're going to talk offer, content, outbound. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you can make it to the end of this video, we're going to go through the whole freelancing business, everything you need to build your offer, to put good content out there and to get to your clients. So yeah, should we get into it?
Yeah.
Overview to start off with.
Yeah.
Let's just explain top headline what the offer is right now.
Yeah, sure. So right now, I help e-com brands make static ads, so ad creatives and visuals for their brand to help them get more sales when they run it on Facebook and Instagram ads, basically meta ads. That's just done from a combination of using direct response copywriting and also like AI generated visuals.
Amazing.
Which I use making like Midjourney, etc. So it kind of replaces the need for a physical photo shoot, which saves money for brands and also helps them to kind of create visuals and statics at speed, which is what brands need when they test I guess different campaigns, different messaging to different audiences, which helps them to scale. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. And obviously we were working together for what, was it about 2 months now, right?
Yeah, like 2 months, yeah.
Nice. Time flies, right?
Yeah.
So I guess the one thing is like, firstly, how has the offer changed? Because we've done obviously a lot of work on the offer. So why are we going for, so just to write this down, static ads and visuals, and just be clear, like who is it for?
Yeah, sure. So it's for e-commerce brands or consumer brands, so like supplement brands, beauty brands, drink brands, food brands, just any brands that sell physical products to customers directly.
Sweet. Love it.
On a Shopify website.
Love it.
All that type of stuff. Yeah.
Cool. So I think very simply, we're just talking about what and who.
Yeah.
I guess what we've done a lot of work on is the why part. So like we've got we started working together and we had this part and we had this part.
Yeah.
But like, let's just double down again on this why part. Like why you give static ads and visuals to e-com brands, why should they come to you versus just existing as they do normally?
Yeah, sure. So I think the problem with a lot of brands right now is that, I think for me, when it comes to visuals for brands, like a lot of the times they have to, the most time, invest a lot of money on photo shoots, which is very time consuming and expensive. Two, like there's not really much, I guess, designers out there who are pretty good and also have knowledge of marketing and copywriting.
Nice.
So for me, I kind of come with the expertise of design, marketing, copywriting, etc. And if they want to hire it in-house, it's kind of expensive. It takes time as well to hire. Some agencies are expensive, it's not worth the money. And paying a freelancer as well can just be, you have to kind of like manage them, etc. So we're kind of like a creative partner as rather than like an agency. We kind of like have all this experience, well I have all this experience.
100%.
It helps to kind of just create statics very, very quickly, and actually like it's proven to work just based off different my research and my past results. Also, I think that the main part which makes it different as well is my knowledge of Photoshop and Midjourney /AI. Because I can pretty much create any sort of visual scene to accompany I guess any ad campaign, which just makes it a lot easier for brands to kind of create like various different, I guess, visuals that makes them stand out, which is brand aligned.
Nice.
Which kind of just catches the attention of the dream customers when they run it on Facebook ads or when they post the videos on social media, etc. So I kind of help to create this like ecosystem for them.
Nice. Okay, I like that.
Very, very, at scale and doesn't cost too much, but it's still valuable and it's quick.
So I like all that. I think all of it's really good. I think we obviously spoke like if we start with the offer, I think that's a good start. So in terms of like, we obviously, if we go offer, then content and then systems. So if we just like these are the 3 things we're going to cover, offer, content, and then like outbound systems, right? So let's make sure we smash all 3 of them, because I think they're the, like, as we spoke earlier, they're the 3 kind of things that we can tweak to get things better. So I think the first thing, if we deal with this to start off with, then the first thing that we need to be clear on is like, okay, these are all, like, obviously you went into more depth when I was like, I've just summarized them, right? But what I think we spoke about in the cafe the other day, which is these are all good, but they're like level one reasons why someone will be interested. Like, you know, if you're a PT, right, you're going to save someone time, quality, you're going to save them money in terms of like making mistakes and going to gyms and not doing things. But what we've spoken about quite a lot before is how can we tie this to money? Like, how can we tie this to making money? So what's the evolution there? Let's just get that on the whiteboard.
I think when I first started out, my offer was purely visuals.
Yeah.
So I used to tell brands that I can make you these high quality, visuals that you know, like resonate with their customers more, help to get clicks or also it's kind of like helps to replace photo shoots. And that was great and all, but what I felt like was the problem was that, you know, people will see the visuals, they think it looks cool, they'd really like it, they think it's high quality, if they know that I'm talented, but they couldn't really see the ROI on it. A visual is like visuals are nice to have to people. I mean, they are like an investment which is worth it in the long run. Yeah. But a lot of these brands, especially in the e-com space, they want results quickly. They want to have the best bang for buck. And what I realized, I was kind of like speaking to you, kind of speaking to prospects and everything like that, is that brands want to make money as quickly as possible. Yeah. And the best way to combine design with immediate results is to turn visuals into static ads, because with static ads you can if I make a couple static ads for brands, they can literally plug it into Facebook ads library, and then Facebook Ads Manager in a couple of days time, if it's a winner, now I've got a campaign which has like a high return on ad spend, aka ROAS, and then they can just scale that static ad, create more variations, take that static ad and make like video content, generates content about it. So for me, static ads are just a great way for brands to test their campaigns and scale, and also like basically have a better return on ad spend campaigns, rather than just like a visual that looks cool and it's pretty and makes their brand look nice. I think brands can make a lot more money if they have better ad campaigns and lose less money with ad campaigns. And
sick. Okay, so that I love that. So I think even though we kind of jumping back into this again, it's like when we started together, you had this part absolutely locked in. Like you were making like the stuff looks sick. I think, and that's not going to go or change or anything like that. But I think what we've done almost like in the last few weeks, but also what I think we need to keep pushing is like, okay, what are the results? Like how can we really push the results? Because the design, like with ChatGPT coming, with AI coming, ChatGPT being able to make them, like all of these design part, like you know a lot more about this than I do, like your service delivery, but what I see is on the other end, maybe even being someone who's looking for people to do ads and speaking to a lot of people in the e-com space, is like, if you can say that your material ad is gonna do this, but like level 2 benefit is the results. So I love the fact you're thinking ROAS already, which is great. What other results do we need? Like what other ways can you show material quality of your graphics?
So I think another one, if we're going to talk about ads as well, I think another thing that high quality static ads will do is it reduces ad spend for brands, because they're paying less money to get more clicks. Just because, you know, if the ads they are designed for them is hyper specific and targeted to a certain persona, they're more likely to, Facebook's algorithm is more likely to show it to that audience. And if it's aligned with them, they're more likely to click. And then more clicks means Facebook will charge you less for the clicks, etc., etc. So long story short, with high quality static ads, you get more clicks, which means less money spent to acquire a customer.
Okay, perfect.
So that's one of them,
And cost of acquisition, okay. So basically what we want is, how can we talk about these three? Like, because your offer, like the design is great, but I think what we came to the conclusion was that you were saying to a brand like, this looks pretty, and they were like, this looks pretty, and then it's like, okay.
Just stop there. It's like, so what should we do? And they're like, I might work with you one day.
Like,
they don't need it immediately. They may need it for like a future campaign or product launch, which I've worked with brands who have a product launch and they love my work, and it's easy to kind of get that sale. But if I'm going to work with brands on a monthly recurring basis, I need to kind of position myself as we're agency, we kind of deliver ads as well. So you can buy on a monthly basis to keep your campaign running, so you don't have any ad fatigue. Which is another thing as well around the results, is that You know, a lot of brands, you know, they get like a batch of ads, and they run with it, and it may work for like a couple of weeks, but then, you know, people get bored easily. Like the audience will fatigue those ads. They need more ads. Need to keep on pushing more ads, but then to get more ads, consistent rate can be expensive. Statics, you can do it very cheaply.
Lovely.
And that's what I kind of do. Is like I keep on pushing out more statics, more messaging to brands to keep on running ads.
Yeah.
And then it kind of like helps us tackle ad fatigue, which a lot of brands do face.
Nice.
They get winning ads, it does well, and then it just plateaus. And I keep on like giving them ads to work with, then they're gonna keep on coming back.
Okay, I love that. So, and that's why literally you saying that triggered me to write this, because of the fact that like the value you're saying is not only are you just going to give them like one of these, is that your value is that you're going to you're solving the problem, which is the problem of them running out of good ads and getting ad fatigue. And the way you solve that is by giving them multiple ads, right? Which I love. So that's so good. And I want to just go through this to make sure we're clear on like your whole offer, because these are like the 5 steps of the offer, of a good offer. And I want to make sure that we've ticked all of them off in a really good place. And then once we've got this sorted, this is done. Like offer is complete after this.
Definitely.
So I would say firstly, we've done the kind of ICP. I think you've nailed that pretty nicely. But then, okay, next step is talking about, okay, the value part. So what are the problems? So first one you said ad fatigue, that's unreal. What are the other ones that you think, what are the other problems that the people you've worked with come into? What are the like roadblocks?
Yeah, so I think another one is that a lot of brands don't know how to do research properly. They don't know how to utilize AI to do proper in-depth research into their customers to be able to understand or learn about new different angles. A lot of brands, they kind of have various service level angles and messaging in their ads, which their competitors are also running. And that's great and all. That might work for a bit, but if you really want to keep on creating winning ads, you need to be able to research your customers. Through mining your reviews, mining your competitors' reviews, going on Reddit, going on TikTok comments, like different data points, and being able to kind of like look through that, and then using AI to help kind of like, I guess, digest that and find unique insights and unique messages to put in front of the right customers that they've not seen before, but actually resonates with them.
Okay, unreal. So second problem is research on customers, but even changing that word, saying like knowledge on customers. Does that somewhat like what you're saying? You're all good. You're all good. I love that. Are they trying to sneak in?
Almost did,
I love it. Knowledge on customers. Okay, unreal. So you're saying that the e-com brands that you work with, one of the problems is their customers get fatigue on their ads. We've solved that by continually giving them more. The knowledge on the customers, how can we solve that?
So it's just purely by like scraping different data sources to kind of create like a consistent, I guess, like process of just continually to research customers and everything. For example, one of my clients that I worked with, I had an onboarding call with them, whereby before the call I just did in-depth research into their customers and to different angles. I went on Reddit, went on Trustpilot, went on multiple things, and presented it to them, and they were really impressed by how much due diligence I did on their brand and the customers. That there was some insights in there.
Amazing.
I presented to them that they didn't even realise.
That's so good,
and they've been now using that in their content, in their on Instagram, and now they have like new angles and now push out messaging, push out. So that kind of like adds to it. I feel like with static ads, the beauty of it compared to like a UGC video ad or just a video ad is that you can quickly like find messages through your customers by understanding how they think just by researching. And literally putting out those messages in a very visually appealing way. And then see if it resonates with them or not, based on whether or not it gets clicks, etc. So
I love that. So keeping it like high level in terms of that, what I love there is you've identified not only A, a problem, but B, also like the fact that a client loved it. So one thing that I would do to stack this value is give that from the outset. So that guy didn't know that he would love it so much. But then now you've got a proven thing, which is like, okay, not only do I solve this problem with giving you multiple static ads, this one I solve. that I'm going to give you, I don't know, I'm freestyling here, I'm going to give you an in-depth report at the start, and as opposed to someone just jumping on a call and getting it, you say, not only am I going to give you static ads, not only am I going to run your ads for you, but also what I'm going to do is I'm going to do in-depth report, and I'm going to give you a whole report on your customer ICP.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that is it.
I think that's cool, right? So that's like, and we want to keep going through. So let's actually let's brainstorm one. But like, if we create like almost like a to-dos bit here, one of them is like report on ICP. And the thing is, we can even keep value stacking that, because you said that your ICP, your like the guy that you spoke to on that call, he started using your reports in your copy.
Yeah.
One thing maybe you could do is you could give them like which is what I do with like, which was what I encourage people to do, is to have like a ChatGPT prompt where you can then talk to your customer.
Yeah.
So you say like, not only am I going to give you what your ICP of the brand wants, but I'm also going to say, this is how you can interact with it, and then this is how you create your marketing copy. And all of a sudden you're solving that problem, and they're like, fuck, this guy's unbelievable. Like, he's giving us more than we just brought him in to do static ads, and now he's transformed our whole marketing. For you, same thing you're doing already, but you just formalize it a bit better. So yeah, I don't know, like I put an AI idea on that, but like, I don't know, do you think that would resonate?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like a lot of brands, like people who run brands, especially at the level I'm targeting, even like a few brands who have like a marketing team, the marketing team doesn't really do that much research. It doesn't even utilize AI as much as they should. I feel like it's quite easy in our space to kind of assume everyone's using ChatGPT. But the reality is there's probably a small percentage of people who are using AI, especially at the top level. So if I'm able to kind of actually come in and kind of disrupt that and be like,
nice,
I can do all this research for you very quickly through thanks to AI, and giving them more insights which their marketing team or themselves never could actually like know where to start from, then that's for your value.
Love it.
That actually needs
so good. So let's just do one more thought exercise. Like, what's one more problem that you see coming up all the time? Yeah,
sure. I think one of them is brands, and it's kind of ties back to visuals in a way. Is that brands may, for example, have one photo shoot, like a one big campaign photo shoot, spend like a couple grand on it, and you know they're happy with it, it's very high quality, blah blah. But then what they do is that they literally stretch out those photos across all the campaigns. So like, if they want to run new like ads for the month, they only have those like photos and assets to use, so that they have to reuse those photos, and then that means their ads look very similar to the previous ones. So I think the problem they face is that like they don't want to keep on having photo shoots just to create new ads, because it's expensive, and they just want to be able to just test ads. They don't want to be able to go through a photo shoot just to test ads. They want to be able to test ads as cost effective as possible, but be able to still have new assets. And the way I solve that is by doing my own AI photo shoots using tools like Midjourney and Flux, which are just AI image generation tools. And I then get Photoshop to help me polish that, so that they don't know that AI visuals, they're nice professional photo shoot. So any type of visual or asset they need, I can create for them. For example, my latest project I was working on for a client, I wanted to create like a lifestyle model shoot, photography photo of one of like a before and after type of ad. I'm sure you've seen them before. It's for like a tea brand called Vifray. It's like it helps with gut health, whereby before photo is like a woman in bed with like a bloated stomach, like pain. And then afterwards, after photos is her in bed, like sunshine coming through, blah blah. But then for me to kind of get those images, you either have to do a photo shoot or have to get stock images. Stock images aren't like consistent or good enough. It just looks quite like generic. So I was able to, again, using a tool called Flux, create these really photorealistic photo shoots and use Photoshop to polish it. And now they've got like 2 images, brand aligned, high quality for the ads which they can use. They don't have to pay for it pretty much. So like, I create high quality assets for their creators, which makes them stand out. And amazing. So that problem solved. So like, I love that. So that's good. So like,
I think that's perfect, right? So you've got the problem, you've solved it, right? So that's chill, that's really good. So what I just say is like, think about problems you haven't solved, because you've solved all the problems, but you're not at 100 clients. Yeah. So therefore you're like, that's good, you've solved that, but you've clearly missed a little angle, right? Like, because if you would solve that, then you would have more clients, because more people would be like, this is more valuable, right? So it's always good to get into cycles of being like, fuck, I'm amazing, I've solved this problem, but you're not 100 clients, therefore. So it's like, it's very easy to get, and I have the same, right? Like I'm like, oh, I've taught people how to make content, people are going viral, but it's like, they're not actually getting clients. Even if they're not getting clients, then it's like, there's something missing, right? Yeah. So I would, almost like a mindset thing is, don't get stuck in being like, what I'm doing is sick. It's like, okay, what I'm doing is clearly not enough, right? Like there needs to be more value. And that's why I'd say, this is how, like, in terms of filling this out, this is how we need to think of more problems here and more problems you're not solving. Because this you're nailing, but we need more of this to add more to the offer.
I have a thing, probably on the spot.
But no, I was gonna say it's almost something we don't need to necessarily go on the spot now. But I'd say that's like first exercise is here, like, because I think this is something that could take hours to fill out. Yeah. But one thing I would say is get yourself a doc and put this as like Josh's offer. And then you basically make sure you write at least 2 pages on what your offer is. Yeah. And write that in depth. And if you don't have 2 pages, you don't have enough. Okay. I'll send you mine. I've written like 5 A4 pages of everything my offer solves. And if it's not that in depth, then it's not enough, right? You're not giving enough of a comprehensive suite. It needs to be solving a problem, but every point here solves an individual problem. So I say that's like super important to get to. And obviously this will play a massive part in it. Like, you're solving photo shoots, you're giving them more assets, you're giving them professional, not eye looking, but there's probably 100 problems that your ICP have that aren't these.
Definitely, yeah.
Cool.
That's
okay.
Cool. Thank you for that.
No, nice. I love that. So I'd say that's like, maybe if we change this to like actions 1, like, so we've got nice actionables, is actions 1 is value doc. Cool. So value doc's like action number 1. Okay. Yeah. So because your value is quite unique in terms of what you're solving here, your mechanism isn't so important as like maybe a coach's mechanism is. You don't need to market it too much. But one thing I would say is like, have a bit of a jazz to it, because the thing is, like, we both know 100 people who are doing these things, right? Like, it's not, and same with what I'm doing. Like, it's nothing different to what the market is, which is great. But at the same time, you need to have a bit of jazz to what your mechanism is. Yeah. And that's the like second thing I'd say that we haven't really like touched on too much together yet. Yeah. Is like, what is your mechanism which leads to this happening? So why are you gonna be the person that creates ROAS, clicks, and CAC?
That makes sense. Yeah, I feel like the only thing I can think of in terms of mechanism that I feel like I can do not a lot of people who are in my space. For what I do and have is that photoshopping part of things. So like, usually be able to combine tools like Midjourney and Photoshop to kind of create photorealistic visuals and like high quality and bold and stand out, because one element of it winning as creative is always going to be bold, high quality visuals. But obviously it helps, but like, I don't know if that's a mechanism. There probably is a bit more.
So mechanism is like, you already giving the value, but what we want to do is box this mechanism up. Like, what is it? So for me, like, my mechanism is the trust building content system. Yeah. And that is a fancy way of labeling all my value up. Yeah. But for you, it's like, and again, not something we need to solve now, but if you can say to a client, okay, I'm going to get you ROI because I get you these results, and I'm going to save you time, quality, expense, build you an ecosystem, it's great. Yeah. But if you can say to him, I don't know, I'm literally like, I'm making this up on the spot, but if you're like the e-com brand.
You know what? Okay, I know what you mean. Because in my old offer, I used to do like brand identity, brand strategy for brands. And I had a framework, which is a mechanism where called the Dream Framework.
Nice.
Dreamers, dream.
Nice.
So what I could do is that, and I think that ties a lot into branding.
Yeah.
Because branding is a big part of what I know and
Sure.
what I do. So it's like, if I can tie in branding with, I guess, what I do in terms of like ads I make, I
Yeah.
make sure that the ads I make for brands are branded but
Nice.
effective and all of that stuff.
Nice.
That's one like a way I can do the mechanism.
Yeah, so is it the Dream, what was it called, the Dream?
The Dream Framework.
I love that. So that's exactly what you want. The only thing I change that is make that link to a bit towards an outcome.
Yeah.
So like right now it's like, that could be anything, but it's like the Dream Visual Framework or something along those lines. And it's like, the reason people should use you, not someone else, is because Josh has the Dream like visual framework. And what is that Dream Visual Framework? It gets you ROAS, clicks, and
so actually that reminds me actually, another way I can link that to, which is what Dreamers, the brand, my agency, Dreamers stands for. Obviously, Dream is a combination of Dream. Dreamers is a combination of Dream plus e-commerce. But one thing that I'm old offer as well. The reason why I kind of made it tie into Dream is because the term dream customers. Right? You want to create a brand that attracts dream customers.
Nice.
I want to make ads that attract your dream customers. I think that could be the mechanism for that.
I love that.
I want to make you a brand ads based off research, based on visuals I make, using AI, all of this, that will, if you place in front of your dream customers, they will convert. And I think that's
amazing.
a mechanism to use.
I love that, because that ties all this in, ties the value doc and ties the, like that, what we were speaking about, building that report for the person. So you're not only going to make this stuff, you're also going to help someone understand their dream customer and make an ad. And that ties, it's like this whole box into the dream brand. Love that. That's exactly what, it's like it's a marketing play, basically. But I love it. So good. Cool. Structure, you've nailed that already, like how to actually deliver, that's delivery basically, like how you do that. The only thing I would say here is we spoke about a guarantee. How can you risk reverse what you're doing right now? How can you make your offer so attractive? Do you have anything in place for that? I don't think.
I mean, I always say that, if you don't get a winning ad, I'm happy to do revisions without.
Okay.
It's a bit. I've not had anyone really like challenge my guarantees. People have just been fine with it.
But again, that's one of those things which is, yes, but at the same time, you've not got 100 clients.
Yeah, exactly.
So what a guarantee does is it converts people who are unsure into being paid customers.
True.
So that's good. Like, so that's the kind of like, I will work for you for free until you get a result. That's your guarantee, but then market the shit out of that. Like, that's like my guarantee has changed like all over the place, but like my guarantee was like, now I give people my money back, it's all over the place, right? But market it. Like you have to market that, because that's fucking great.
True.
You're saying to someone they can pay you for your services and they will get a result.
You
what you work with them.
No matter what,
So you've got that, but market it more.
As in, do you mean market in terms of my content? Do you mean market in terms of my outreach? In terms of like even on my sales calls?
All three.
All of it,
All three. Like sales calls, it should be like, when someone's like, oh, I'm not really, like, at the start, you're just like, look, by the way, just like, I don't know if I mentioned to you, but if we work together, until you get a certain defined result, it has to be defined. So it needs to be until we get you a certain ROAS or certain number of clicks, then like I will work with you for free until we get that. And do that.
Okay,
So that's the only other thing. So then market guarantee. So they are the three things that I would say for that. Cool. Okay, so they're the three like work-ons for your offer. Anything else on the offer?
No, that's it. I mean, I think the only thing is the visuals and the static ads, because people either come to me because they want like visuals for their brands. Whether they're a new brand, they want visuals to put on using their socials, using their product pages in their websites, or they come to me for the static ads, or both. So I want to position myself as a brand, an agency that helps make static ads. At the same time, my visuals are another core part of what I offer to brands. So like, how do I package that? Do I say I help brands make static ads and visuals, or do I put that under one category? Or
what's the difference, to be very clear, between a static ad and a visual?
Static ad is a visual that has a headline and has like product call-outs that they can use and run on Facebook ads. A visual is just a standalone visual, like an image, Obviously, I'll show you over here. Example, that's a visual, right?
Okay.
It's just normal visual. That if you put on Facebook ads, it doesn't really say anything. It's just an image. But if I show you, for example, that's an ad.
Okay, fine. So like a static ad is a visual plus text.
Yeah, it's an advertisement basically. Yeah.
Okay. Look, my gut feeling tells me that a visual is this.
It is, yeah.
It's a nice to have.
It's nice to have, yeah.
Whereas a static ad is something you link to outcome.
Yeah.
If you're a business owner, which one are you more interested in?
Of course, static ads, yeah. But so right now I'm trying to, some of my outbound messages from before, people who have seen my content and all that, have previously known me as for visuals.
Nice.
So now what I need to kind of do is kind of just position myself as I don't make visuals anymore, I just make static ads. I think because obviously they'll just give me paid more, and I don't want to just do both and get confused.
There you go. So I think that's the play, right? Yeah. And then if I reposition that whole thing, which is, if you become the static ads person, what is one of the problems that people who want static ads made have? They don't have the visuals.
Yeah.
It's just another value add.
So just to as a caveat, do you reckon having another package? Is that someone that generally comes to me with like, I just want visuals? Do I turn them away, or do I have to make them a package that makes sense? Whereby maybe I offer them visuals and static ads as well. I don't like.
I'm a big believer in one channel, one offer. And you hear all the other guys online saying that. The reason is because you probably can't charge as much money, and therefore you don't have like clients that are worth a lot of money.
Also, it's not recurring as well. Yeah.
So there's all these problems, which is like, look, I get people coming to me. I genuinely had someone come to me last week and say, I can't afford to work with you. How about I pay you for weekly content coaching? I could have made probably like $2,000 from them. Not worth it.
Yeah,
not worth my time. Not worth my time, because the thing is, we're in this game for like 5 years. Like your ambition, right, was to make a lot of money from this. So what was it like didn't you want to start a brand?
Yes, I had a brand before.
Yeah.
And it's just expensive.
Yeah.
I want to create a brand. Like, that's my passion.
Exactly, right.
It's my creativity to create a brand. Also, now I want to get more experience with ecom. Like,
sick.
That's my goal.
So if our goal, because it's always important to link to that, like if our goal is to make good capital so we can start a brand and all that sort of thing, then we want to just be taking the high value clients.
Yeah.
And it's the more your brand comes up and the more like successful you'll become, already very successful, the more successful you become, the more you will get offers after offers after offers that are not in your niche. The hardest thing to say is to leave money on the table, but leaving money on the table is going to make you more money in the future.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
so
perfect.
Your value stack is that not only do I make you static ads, but I make the visual for the static ads, and it's fucking great visual.
Yeah. Perfect.
That instead of being like 1 and 2, it becomes 1 with number 2 as one of the value stacks.
Okay, yeah. So I need to change some of my my sales assets and website and everything like that. That's perfect.
Happens, man.
And now I've got clarity on that. So
love that.
Yeah.
Amazing, man. I think that's really cool. But I think thanks for asking, because that's amazing. That's almost like over here, right? Is super interesting, because I had it up here. So get rid of this.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
And chuck it over here. Yeah, visuals. Cool, nice. All right, offer done.
That's good, it's really good.
Sweet, man. Let's get into content, because I think this is one of the things we've always said, right, is that you are absolutely nailing cold outreach.
Yeah.
But like, it's just a pain in the arse, right?
Yeah. And I've got some ideas which I'm happy to talk about.
Please do.
I've got a lot, actually.
Please, fire away.
But are we going to do content or outbound?
So let's do content now.
Yeah, of course.
Because I think the thing is, like, the more we can move you towards content, the easier your life becomes.
100%.
The nicer the clients that come, all that sort of thing. Like, I think it's important to get into outbound, to just be like, okay, this is what looks good for outbound. But the ideal solution, like, how would life be if you never had to send an outbound message ever again, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's almost like us training for an event that we don't want to do, and working out how to do it just because we know I've done it in the past, right? Like, what's the point? Like, let's try and nail this. So, like, when you said ideas, did you mean for outbound?
I mean for outbound.
Yeah, fine. Okay,
content,
cool.
I've got a bit, but we can obviously talk through it.
I love it.
etc. Yeah.
So your channels for content are?
Twitter, X, and then YouTube. I use Instagram for my outbound, so I post my work on there, but it's kind of like a portfolio. I don't post like short form. I just post my work on there, and that's it. Same as LinkedIn. I just post my work on there and repurpose some of my tweets, but I don't really use LinkedIn that much. It's mainly just X, YouTube, and Instagram for outbound. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Where have your clients come from?
X and Instagram outbound.
Okay, as a percentage.
90+% X. The rest Instagram.
What do you think? What do you think you should do?
Yeah, I know. X. Yeah.
Just like it's obvious, right?
Yeah,
but like
yeah,
it's almost like one of those things you need to say out loud to be like, and how much effort do you put into both?
Oh.
As a percentage.
Yeah, X like hardly any really. I post my work and I post tweets about how I fucking think. Like that's it. Yeah.
Sack off Instagram. Yeah. Just don't bother with it. Like I know we spoke about it right at the start and we were like, okay, like it's good to have your work out there, but like if 20, it's like Pareto principle. If 20% of the work is getting 80% of the output.
Yeah. The only thing with Instagram is that I'm not using it as a way to post content. Is that it's just more for outbound. But what's I gonna say again? I think we'll talk about outbound in a second as to why.
Why don't we combine them? Let's combine them because let's combine them because I think it's easier. Like because, this is client acquisition, right?
My outbound helps my content because I give brands a lead magnet.
Sure.
So and I think it's changed a lot now, which I think now it's going to be good to test. So before my lead magnet was I'm going to give brands a free visual.
Yeah.
And a lot of brands would be like, great, that's amazing, your visuals look great, I'd love to work with you, cool. And I would end up making a visual or sometimes making a visual once they've agreed on the call.
Yeah.
And jump on the call, ask them questions about their problems, etc. And then I show them the visual and they love the visual 99% of the time. Even if they don't, they like, I like the visual, but it's probably not brand aligned, but I see the tendency, I see your potential, blah, blah. The problem always came when it came to either saying a price or trying to have to close, because there was no real urgency behind like a visual. Like, if you want a visual, you want a visual. You don't. It's quite like it's hot. It's like a hot. It's an intent behind it. It's like It's like Google, fetch something on Google that you want. Versus like someone making an ad for you on Facebook. Like you don't really need a visual unless you have a new campaign. So I struggled a lot to kind of close on the call or close within like a day or so, because brands will be like, yeah, I really like what you're doing. I've got this campaign coming up in the next couple of months. Be in touch, and they'll still be in touch. I'm sure. I'm sure top of mind they'll probably reach out to me again for individuals, but like I want to do outbound so I can close clients. I don't want to like create. Obviously, networking is great in that, but I want to.
Nah, fuck that. Yeah. We want to make money, man. Yeah. Fuck that. Yeah. Fuck that.
I don't waste my time making these visuals.
Fuck that.
Doesn't make any sense. So I was like, okay, cool. Obviously, we spoke about the new offer, and it's great now. And I'm doing a new outbound whereby I'm just telling brands straight up, I can make you a free visual to test. Do not visual and free static ad for you to test, blah blah. And I talk about the different things that they're gonna get, as in higher ROAS and those type of terms that they like. And I've gotten a good reception so far on it. On Instagram, outreach has been great. And I think now it's quite a new type of angle going with it. So I'm like, okay, cool. Do I jump on a call with them immediately? Or do I try to book a call with them maybe a week after they've tested it? Or do I do both? And it's like, that's where I'm kind of going. And the static ads that I create for these brands will give me two opportunities. One, just get better at making statics and get kind of like small little case studies. Let's say I'm a brand, let's say there's 5 brands, I make them free, like static each. Let's say 3 of them get results.
Sure.
I can then post them on my social.
100%.
That's great. I also post the static I made in general, because people like to see results, people like to see designs of statics, people like to see both and X. So the reason why I think outbound is important is not just to get clients, but it's to get sales assets in terms of testimonials, case studies, results, and just work to post all over social media. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's why outbound helps to fuel my.
How many case studies have you got so far?
So I've got one upcoming right now with that T brand. They're gonna get results to me this week, so I can kind of start to build a case study around it. But I only have like written testimonials. I don't have any real case studies because some of my past clients, well, most of them previously were mine, to do visuals, and there's no real tangible result to it. So it's a bit like, I think going forward now, like with this T brand, I'm gonna get like a proper case study.
Sure.
For them. So yeah, and also with the outbound as well, I'm gonna get a proper case study from these people. That's more towards static ads rather than just visuals.
So with this new, obviously we sacked off this because like it included visual, and you said you were wasting so much time on it, right? What's the success of this?
So I've only started it like in the last week because before I was doing visuals,
Sure.
I was busy with
Now
I'm like, okay, cool. I want to now really scale my outbound to kind of like test this new approach, new offer. So I had the first person I've made a static for. I've got a call with them on Friday. They've got the static ad. They're going to start to run it. Oh, there's also been someone else who I've made a visual, not a static. Jumped on a call with them. They really liked it, and now they're running it on Facebook ads, which is great. The only problem I'm having right now, is I don't know if it's going to be a problem going forward, is that this person is running it on a very low budget. And, you know, I thought after a week we can jump on a call and see how it went. But it said it didn't have enough spend on the ad so far, so there wasn't really much like...
Fine.
Yes, it's quite early days for them to kind of make a conclusion. Then I was like, cool, reschedule the call for another week. Then followed up with him again. I was like, hey. And then he was like, it's not spend enough. I want to spend $200 at least before he kind of gets to make a decision, but he's only spent $35 on the ad. He should have either increased his budget or kind of like, you know, and it's fine. At least he's still like in there, but like it's a bit of it's a bit of limbo right now. I want to know that after a week or so, someone's like, it's performing well. I just want to get some more, you know. Sure.
So I love the idea of doing a lead magnet, and I think that's great. The problem with this lead magnet still is first it's do it yourself. Like you're basically going up to someone and saying, hi, by the way, I'd like to work with you. Here's the first part, but you have to do steps 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not a good lead magnet because it's like, okay, I'm intruding your space, giving you something, and then telling you to use it, right? There's so many reasons why that will struggle. A, because it's free, so people are just like, oh, whatever, can't be fucked. The other thing is they have to like do all the process and management. And I think we spoke about this on like a session, is you need to change this to as close to done for you as possible.
Okay, so how do you think I could do this lead magnet that's done for you? Because a lot of the time they can just, some people have their own media buying team that they just give all the creatives to and they run it. And that's fine. Or if they do it themselves, they just chuck it into their campaigns and leave it at that. So it's not necessarily, I don't think it's like a big lift for them to just drop it in because it takes like a couple.
And so why aren't they doing well? Or why did that guy stall? What was the problem?
The only reason why he stalled is because he's not putting in a lot of budget.
Fine. So that therefore this is a qualification part. Because you've wasted all of this time. Because he's not qualified.
Yeah, that's it, perfect. Yeah, and I think that's something I've really changed a lot. Is I don't go for brands who only have highly run any ads, or don't run any ads, or don't have a budget. Because if I tell them to test and they don't have a budget, they're gonna just spend literally nothing. They don't want to waste money. But they're brands who are always testing statics and always need new statics and new ads to run. They're more likely to be like, yes, just put some budget behind it. And they'll be able to see results quicker than brands who spend like $5 a day, which is $50 a day in an ad or something like that. They'll get results. They'll see results quicker. So it's definitely
I think that's spot on, because basically I would say like, if you, I mean that's perfect. I think that's like I have nothing to add on that basically, which is like great. So we need to make sure that they have the right budget. Brands that are spending money on ads, you can see that. I still think we need to make the process easier for them.
I agree. Or
how can we make the process better? Like, because all the outcome of this is, how can they increase ROAS, CAC?
I actually need your advice on it, because this is I'm still testing this one out. It's going to be like a week. So in terms of the call, so I make them this static. And do you reckon I jump on a call with them as soon as possible to kind of explain to them the static I made for them, and kind of show my expertise and kind of like talk through the strategy behind it, so that they're more likely to trust that I know what I'm talking about and also get a bit excited? And then after that, after a week, should we do a follow-up call, which should be kind of like that proper close call, where after a week, they've seen results, they've seen one, I know what I'm talking about, two, they've now seen results. And when I jump on a call with them afterwards, they're more likely to be like, we want more, blah, blah, blah.
So I would say, even before we make the static, is we want to do a discovery call. Because there's a few reasons why, is because if you're making a static, you don't know what they want, where they want it, how they want it, and you might make the world's best static. But if they didn't want that static, and they don't want it, the look of it, or they don't want the text of it, they're not going to be happy, right? So I would say this is super important. A, to just touch base and put a human face to things, but B, to basically say like, okay, this is like the process I'm going to put in place. The second step, in here, you basically want to like rapport, because this is super important. Like, people buy from people, build rapport. Whoever is in charge of this, get them to like you and be like, Josh, the sound guy. The second, I would say, is like basically qualify them. So this part, massively important, because the thing is, you could waste 15 minutes on this call. If you don't qualify this, you waste everything else we do. So rapport, and then budget. And then, so qualification, are they an e-com brand? Do they suit? Are they looking to run ads? Is this something they're looking to do in the future? All that sort of thing. So qualify them, rapport, qualify, and then like basically next steps, future, right? So in here, you're testing them on the ad, on the look, and the process, and then super importantly, lock in next call. So, like, you want to say, look, like, we're going to chat, I'm going to do all this for you, and then down here, we're going to jump on a call and book that call while you're on this call. So, because then you know, like, obviously people will rearrange, people will cancel. The difference between having a call in the diary and not having a call in the diary is humongous. Like, for some of my clients, I have calls in the diary in the middle of May. Because they've said to me, look, in 2 months' time, I want to get this going. And I'm like, great, 8:30 p.m, on the 23rd of May, we're chatting. And the difference, like, there might be a 50% no-show rate, but that's 50% more than it would be if it was not, right? So, okay, so that's the first place. Lock in the next step.
I've got a question.
Go.
So, do you think that may cause friction though? So, one thing that I've kind of, for example, my outreach message is, I see you running ads, I do this, I help brands with creators, blah, 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 get these results. I'm creating a free static ad for select free brands. Are you open to testing one? So obviously they say yes. If I say yes, do I just say, let's jump on a call quickly so I can kind of learn more about your things? Or do you think it's worth maybe doing a form, or do you think a call is the best way to do it? Like, I can either do a form, and then after they give me all the information they need, I can still qualify them, and then maybe like
try both. Try both. The reason I'm not going to give you an answer is because I don't know. And the thing is, we don't know. I would just try both.
Split test that too.
Just split test it. Like, we don't want to get into split testing loads of things, but just split test them both.
Split.
And the thing is, like, on the call, on the Calendly link, you can still have a form that they fill out. The difference between this is this part and this part.
That's a good point.
You can't build rapport and you can't lock in. And the problem with both of them is they are the things that set you apart from other people.
That's a very good point.
So my hypothesis is you need to jump on a call, but then versus this is the fact that they have to jump on a call.
You know what, I think you're definitely right, just to ask, but I think
Man, just for them to be like, Matt, Josh is a chill guy. Like, let's actually chat to Josh. Like that works nicely. So I would say discovery call is better.
I think if it's 15 minutes,
Man.
like 50 minutes.
And also like
no pressure.
You just get a vibe from people if they're wasting your time. I know within a sales call pretty quickly if someone's wasting my time.
Yeah.
And like I can do a bit of work in the background. I can kind of chill. Whereas like if they're serious, you'll know straight away. They're like, oh, this is really useful. This is really cool. So discovery call. Okay, next step is then obviously make the visual, right? Or make the static ad.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, just saying again. You'll definitely run with discovery call. 100%. You're right.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So could split test, but also I think just discovery call. I think better.
So, yeah. Personally.
Make the static ad. I think again as much done for you as possible. Then as much done for you as possible with a static ad, and then step number 3 is to do a report for them. So this is like sales call, step number 3, but involved in that needs to be a report, or like you need to have time before this call, basically like a week's time, where you can tell them the 25,000 things that you have done in this week that have improved their lives.
Yeah, that actually lands to my next question actually. After the call, how long should I take to make the static? Now, I could make it very quickly, or I could make it quickly. I could make it and then maybe wait a couple of days so that they don't think I've just done it. Because the one thing I don't want people to assume is that I've just got it from a template or something.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that balance between doing it quickly, but also giving enough time to get that illusion that like it's actually a lot of time has gone into it. What do you think? Like 2 days, 3 days, 4 days?
I wouldn't think you want to give the illusion that, because time is money.
Yeah.
And if you produce an ad within 20 minutes and it bangs in terms of results, they don't give a shit what you've done with it.
Good point, yeah.
So I would say like, time is money. If you can, like, I wouldn't say right after call, just being like, I've made your ad.
Yeah,
but like, say I've been absolutely grinding on this and I've done it in 24 hours, here you go. Yeah. But I still think it's really important for you to try and run this process.
Yeah, what, so you're talking about the research and everything like that?
Run the ad for them. Like.
Oh, I said, get them to run the ads.
So between the discovery call, you guys have decided you've locked in a time.
Yeah.
You've made the ad. I would say, how can you make this process as easy as possible for them? Because like right now, you just send them the ad and you go enjoy, right?
Yeah.
Too much work for them. It's free. It's too much work for them.
Yeah.
How can you make that easier to do for them? I know, like, I know it's hard to get access to someone's ads profile, but it's also not that hard. And if you give them a guide and just say, look, this is how you add me to it. Like, I've just added a load of guys to mine right now. Took me 5 minutes.
Yeah, it depends if they trust it or not. That's the only thing. Okay, yeah.
You've done something free for them. You go in there. You ask them in the discovery call, like, would you be happy if I go in? You give them the option. If they say no, fine.
Okay.
They run it because they might have an ads agency. They might have all these things.
Yeah.
But
to add me to it.
If you say, and also like they can set permissions. They can set permissions so that you can just run it. You can't spend like loads of money, all that sort of thing. And then what you do is you give them a guide on how to add you to it, make it easy, and then you run the ad, and then you give them a report. So that's route one. And then route 2 is like, okay, how can you basically make the process easy for them if they have to do it?
Yeah.
The only important thing is you need to get access to this result here, because we need to have the sale calls, and we need to be jumping onto that sales call going, ROAS with this, CAC was this.
Right. Yeah, it's so much easier to have access to the ads manager, because I can actually, and also that's good for me because I can actually screenshot it.
Exactly.
Use it as
there you go.
Yeah.
So cut down the numbers, get their budget, ask them to put a bit of money into it, and say, look, like, I'm not going to ask you to spend a lot on this. Like, how much would they have to spend?
Maybe like, it depends on the brand, but like for brand, $100 won't even, $100 should be fine.
Because the thing is, you've got to think like that cost is attached to your outbound.
Yeah.
So like that, it doesn't become a free lead magnet anymore. It becomes £100 lead magnet.
The thing is, some brands, like, they're always running ads, so it's like they don't really see it as if like.
Fine.
Yeah.
So you're just like, can you slot this in?
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay, cool. So we get results, sales call, jump on the call, give them a report, ask, like, basically the literal simple structure of this is give them a report, ask how it felt, like ask them like, did it feel good?
Yeah.
How easy was that?
Yeah.
Like just basically be like, well, that was fucking cool, wasn't it? Like we've got all these results and you've not lifted a finger.
Yeah.
This is my price. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
And what is the beautiful thing about this is you can link this price to the report.
Yeah.
Say, I don't know what your fees are, but say your fees are X.
Yeah.
If you can say, look, like I've showed you with this thing, with this new system that I've inbuilt you, the dream ad system or whatever you call it, that like I'm half X, or sorry, I'm 2X or 3X or 4X, you pay X, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, and they go, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously we're gonna do that.
It's a lot easier.
No brainer. Cool.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's helped me a lot, to be fair.
Lovely. So good. Okay, so that's the sales process. I love that. That's the outbounding process. I think that works. And like, any questions about how to actually pitch that?
Is that the what? As in for the.
As in how to send the message of the outbounds.
What's for the outbound messaging?
Yeah.
No, I think I should have that covered. To be
Nice.
fair. I might get some friction and pushback if I say jump on a call, but if they're serious, they will jump on a call.
100%, man.
Yeah, it's not
100%.
for free future. I'll let them know that. Listen, jump on a call. I'm not gonna sell you anything right now.
Yeah.
I just want to just know so I can make
Yeah.
this visual.
You're just giving them free stuff. Like
Exactly,
it's like 15 minutes. They should want that.
100%. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so we've got that process set up. I think we're pretty much done here. We just want to basically be very clear on this. So outbound through Instagram.
Yeah.
Can you do outbound through X?
Yes, I can. The only thing with X is that I'm only good to you, so yeah. It's just finding founders can be a bit. I can probably do it, to you, fair.
I mean, why would you do outbound on Instagram?
Because it's a lot easier. Because there's not a lot of founders on X. That's the only thing. You don't find brands or founders on X that much.
So who are the leads that are coming to you?
They're founders, but they always have like 5 followers, 10 followers. They're quite anonymous.
Fine.
It's not
Okay.
it's not like these. Like they find me, or they end up either emailing me. They don't have like their main accounts. They don't post. They have like the anonymous accounts, so it's quite hard to kind of actually find them.
So how do they find you?
If they see my content, they're probably following like I don't know. They just find my content, or they search like statics on Twitter, and they just find me.
Okay, first step.
Yeah.
Ask every single one of them.
Yeah. So one of my last ones I got on from Twitter said he just searched like static ads.
Okay. Any ideas about the other ones?
Literally, I think.
They all search.
All of searched, most searched. I think one of them saw my content.
Cool.
Content or searching, basically.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So what I would say, I don't even think we need to get into this that much because it's working nicely. What I would say is post everything you do on X, on Instagram.
Yeah.
And don't worry too much about this. Just make 4 or 5 good videos on this and then just leave them.
Yeah, I'm thinking that, yeah. Because I've got one video I'm making right now. Because YouTube can be quite time consuming, especially because I want to make. So my video I'm making right now is winning static ads. It's going to be a long video breaking down the different elements for a static ad and how I kind of go about doing it, like the research, the design, all of that. So like probably like a 20-minute video, maybe a bit longer, who knows. But again, they're just going to be like these long videos I just have on my channel.
Nice.
Proof that.
Yeah, and I think so. This now becomes not a social media app, but it becomes a storer of trust building assets.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think we don't even start regularly posting on YouTube.
Okay, good.
Just make 4 or 5 videos that solve 4 solved problems. The biggest 4 problems you can think of that your customers have.
Yeah.
Solve them in 4 big videos.
Yeah.
And then they're your assets to just send to people if you need them. But again, this is more of a long-term play. So hence 4 or 5 videos, just leave it at that.
Leave it at that, cool.
X, I think cross-post.
Yeah.
Everything X and Instagram, so visuals photos and stuff like that. Obviously the caption becomes the text moves around. And then I think you're right. So it's interesting you say that people find you, but they're not users of X in terms of their profile.
Yeah.
So what we actually need to do is boost up the Instagram. So we need to like, and it doesn't create any more work for you, but right now your Instagram is not getting any love because like there's not enough on there for it to be a place where people, as you say, outbound brings people to content. So I would say X is great, but like just post more or like cross post.
Yeah, good question. Do you think it's worth boosting any of my posts, or is it just a waste of time and money?
Only ones where you know are converting people, and we've not got that data yet. We've not got that data, so I wouldn't worry about it. Like, I only boost posts. I boost posts when I know they've brought people in for me right now, and I'm collecting data on that. And I did it once, and it didn't work massively well.
Okay, cool.
Ads, completely different story. Like, we can definitely start running ads, but we need more capital for ads, right?
Definitely,
So I would say Insta, but like, man, like, if you're saying to me 95% of people come from Twitter, like, don't think about this too much. Don't think about this too much. Just smash this.
Great. So my content in terms of, I looked at my analytics for Twitter, and the posts which get the most engagement and the most impressions are anything whereby I'm posting my work or my process. So, I mean, some of the posts I have, which actually do really well, are tied back to my old offer of visuals, but it's still a bit interesting for people, I guess, to see, because what it is it's a time-lapse video of all the layers. So basically, it starts off with an image I generated in Midjourney.
Nice.
Just an AI-generated visual. Then it shows all the layers I use on Photoshop to build that image. For example, I add the product rendering, I change the color, I add a shadow, I add all of this. And then the end of it shows how the final visual looks like after I've taken it from Midjourney. People like that, and they like to see my process, and like, they're like, oh my god, that's so cool, blah, blah. But it's not necessarily linked to an ad. The only thing I could probably think about is, don't stop there. Maybe show all the layers I've done to kind of create the visual, and then the layers I've used to create it as an ad, and maybe just do that, and then just show the process I have for making an ad. And
there you go.
Yeah.
So it's like, you just add on the next part, which is what we said, right? It's like, okay, I made this, and now it's performs fucking unbelievably well.
Yeah.
Like,
so
that's,
I'm gonna start to do that.
Now it performs unbelievably well. That's so you just add on that part. And then I think the other thing you could do is like what Matty does, which is basically just videoing his results every day. So being like, he wants to come in. So video his results and being like, okay, today I've been working on this client thing today. This was the ROAS. This was the clicks. This is all that happened, and just being really casual about it, and just filming that today, and just like start vlogging. Get into post. Like, every morning you're like doing a bit of like service delivery. You're doing a bit of client work, right? Just talk about it.
Good point.
Just put out, like, just film your screen. Just like really low effort. Put out a Loom video. Have your face in the corner of it. And just be like, all right, so today I've woken up and like I'm doing a bit of client work on this, and like just drop in casually like, oh, like this result was crazy. I made this today, look how good this looks. Man, someone will see it.
100%, that's a good point actually, because low effort is not like, just rambling, being like, so I made, so what the results I got, and then give like one or two like value bombs or something. So
just do Twitter vlogging.
The video on Twitter actually does really well.
Nice. So like, and you don't need an editor, you don't need anything. You just need like, I see it. I think it'd be so cool. Like, you just like, all right, it's Tuesday today. Do it every morning. Like every single morning, wake up. Your first 2 hours, you just have to make a video. It's the only thing you think about. And in the first 2 hours, you just film your screen, like you did for your long form video. Just really casual. Nothing like just be like, I just went to the gym this morning, and now I'm looking into some clients' results, or now I'm looking into working with this client. We're doing this. Someone will find you, bro.
That's all about putting up this personal branding as well. It's not just about personal content, it's about showing you as a person.
There's not enough of you in your Twitter right now.
No, definitely not. No.
And like, you've got a personality you should have out there. So just do that, man. Like,
I just made it kind of like, here's my work. I need to kind of differentiate myself.
Just Loom video, and just commit to doing that every single day for the next month, and see what happens. I guarantee someone will go, man, I watched your day 23 vlog, and I was like, can you do that for my business?
It's a good idea, actually. Yeah.
Nice. I genuinely think that that sorts us with content.
Yeah.
So we need five Instagram videos.
Yeah.
So, sorry, 5 YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Cross-post all of those videos from Twitter to Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram outbound. We're good?
Yeah, that's good. Last thing though.
Keep going.
The tweets I have sometimes, just like, I'll just give an example.
Yeah.
Just like tweets like that, right? I've got no Wi-Fi, so blah, blah,
When
blah.
creating statics, avoid cramming.
So just like text and all of that, it doesn't really do super well. But do you think it's still worth tweeting stuff like this, or do you think I just because I could do quality and less quantity, or both, but then I can't really post visuals all the time. Obviously, I've done this thing whereby
I'd keep everything you're doing right now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change a single thing you're doing,
cool.
and I just add everything in.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So, how many tweets are you putting out a day?
At least 2 a day.
Okay, cool. So 2 a day plus the video.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Because if as you say, like 95% of your clients are coming through Twitter,
Yeah.
we don't want to change anything.
Yeah.
We just want to add in.
I didn't. Okay, cool. The only thing about Twitter, the algorithm is a bit crazy, but it doesn't really matter. It's like the more you engage on Twitter, the more impressions you get. Like, let's say I have a week where I'm not on Twitter, commenting on people's posts and like posts and things like that, my impressions go down. As soon as I'm on Twitter all the time, commenting, just getting thingy, I get more engagement. So I need to kind of add in engaging into my strategy, just like every day, log in 15, 20 minutes.
But like, imagine how many comments you can send out in 15 minutes.
Yeah, true, actually, yeah.
Like, it's actually, like, I literally do it, like, I use it when I'm having a shit. I'm just like, all right, fine, I'm just spamming out 10.
Yeah, I might just, even when I'm at the gym, just like, in between sets, just pick up my phone and see
there you go.
Chat. Like, the things about Twitter, which is good, and people appreciate most, is low effort comments.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen it before, I'm not sure if you have, but on LinkedIn, it's a thing, and LinkedIn and Twitter is a thing where people are using AI to make comments, which is so bad because it's not authentic.
Yeah.
If you just do something like, no, that's shit, as a comment, people respect that.
Yeah.
That's a great insight. Well,
Yeah. Stupid, man.
Yeah, so.
No caps, the whole lot.
Exactly, yeah.
Nice. Well, just that's perfect. So, strategy is interaction, which I think like is your version of Twitter outbound.
Yeah,
basically, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So you do that, and then the videos, and then 2 posts a day.
Yeah, perfect. Sounds good. I think that's pretty much it then.
Love it.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Very good. Enjoyed that. Good stuff.